to the world of Hot Wheels. He is probably the #1 collector in the brand. He owns possibly the world's rarest Hot Wheels as well.
Bruce Pascal.
Bruce Pascal.
Good morning.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm all right.
Hey Bruce, how you doing?
Awesome. Give me your name again. It's
Reese.
Reese. Okay. AcceleReece. Okay.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I'm JoMo.
Nice to meet you, JoMo.
Yep.
Wonderful.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tesla's Cube. I'm AcceleReece, and behind the camera is JoMo.
Yo, what's up?
And we're here in Gaithersburg, Maryland with Bruce Pascal in his Hot Wheels Museum.
So what's going on?
Nothing much. We're just coming down to visit you.
Okay.
Yeah. We met once before.
Yeah.
We met at a toy show in 2016. That was a long time ago. So
Okay.
I don't remember,
You have a
but-
very good memory. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we met again a couple months ago in El Segundo.
That's
at the
true.
Legends show.
Yeah.
And I was there with JC Squared and a bunch of AcceleRacers fans.
So I know that guy. Yeah, I met him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just wanted to give you these two today.
Oh, you're very
because,
nice.
The first time I met you, you gave me a red line.
I did. Okay.
So-
Give it back. That's good.
Yeah. So this is from AcceleRacers.
Oh,
and
thank
this
you.
is Road Race. Road Race came first. These were the cars that like some of the characters would drive.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'll stick them up here for now.
All right, sweet.
Okay.
One thing before we start,
Yeah.
I wanted to mention with the AcceleRacers, when they designed these,
Yep.
they all have the red capped
Okay.
axle there, and the red cap is actually a purposeful homage to the red lines on the red lines.
Aha. Okay.
So today we have red dot with red lines.
All right,
That's
we
our-
got it. We
that's
got
our
it
motto
together.
for
All right, I
today.
like that. Okay. Well, I have a lot of red lines here. A lot of red line history.
Yes.
That's my my passion. I was born in '61. Atlas came out in '68, so I was 7 years old. So
just the right age.
So I jokingly say if I broke into the factory of Mattel in 1968, but I wasn't allowed to take any cars except prototypes, you know, what would I take? So drawings, paintings, sketches, blueprints, memos, that's what we're going to show you today.
All right,
Does that make
sweet.
sense?
I'm already overwhelmed just in this room alone.
Oh, me
Okay,
too.
well, this is just my private office, you know.
Oh, wow.
So one of my favorite things is just, I always start with this poster right here. This is a gas station poster. In the
okay.
olden days, you could fill up with gas and you would go to Shell because you got a Hot Wheel. And they actually came in cases, and every once in a while a dream happens where somebody discovers their father has an original case of Shell gas
Oh,
stations.
man.
Those cases now, I mean, they were up to $25,000. They're probably $40,000, $50,000 now.
Oh, yeah, I'm
if
sure.
you can imagine.
Oh, wow.
And it's the mystery of the unknown what's inside. Here's another example of Hot Wheels history. You may have gone to a store when you were your age in the late 80s buying a poster board.
Actually, we grew up in the 2000s.
Well, then
we're
this is
quite young.
This is before you. You could have
Yeah.
bought a poster book. But to make a poster book, you ever thought about it? Somebody actually do the artwork first.
Yeah,
So this is the original artwork. Over here is the mock-up that somebody at Mattel would have done, or actually it wouldn't have been Mattel, because it's usually Whitman or some other company made those books.
Okay.
But that gives you the idea of how the three items, these two items put together equal that item. Ben, you probably were too young to get the original 68 store display, but you were around when
Yeah.
they came out with the Mattel's version.
Is that the re-release version from 2018?
Yes.
I have a funny story to tell you. So that game, Hot Wheels Unleashed, came out
Yeah.
in late 2021, and there's some red lines in the game. Your Beach Bomb is actually in the game.
I think so, I heard, yeah.
And the cars, the actual castings that they used in the game were not the original ones. They were from that set,
Yeah.
which is a set from 2018 that was made to. Brendan Vatuski redid all the castings, and
Yeah.
they're basically like replicas that they did for the 50th anniversary. And so those are the castings that are in the game. There's a
that's
Diora, a Hot Heap, the Volkswagen.
Yep.
So I was trying to collect all the cars from the game, and because that set is
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
expensive and rare, I was
Yeah.
having a hard time finding those. And I have my Hot Heap right
Yeah,
here.
I've seen this one before, yeah.
Yeah. And
It's very similar to that one right
Yep,
there.
there it
That's
is.
Yeah.
but now look at the base. There's a specific code right there that
Yeah.
not on the final release. This is a prototype.
Oh, really? Good for you.
It's a factory sample, but you might be wondering why I have the prototype instead of the real thing.
Yeah, and how's that?
because this was cheaper than the real thing.
Was it really? That's so funny.
I got it on an eBay auction, and it was cheaper than actually buying the real thing.
That's amazing.
I'm curious about this light.
Well, that was the next one I was going to show you.
Oh, okay. 'Cause, yeah, I'm a huge
So
Qteku.
Qteku, when Qteku came back to Mattel his second time to help out with the Red Line Club, he actually designed and drew some of these cars. So here's his Rusty's, the original drawing. So that's a pretty rare piece, and I actually glued the car on it so you can get the. You can see there's some slight differences. Sometimes not every sticker made it, or they changed some colors. And that's very common.
I'm a huge Cars fan, so I would actually be able to tell the details. But yeah, I noticed the sponsors are different.
Yep.
But yeah, that's interesting because Mattel makes the 155 scale Cars line, but they usually keep it separate from Hot Wheels. So to see it like Lightning McQueen in a sort of RLC style, that is really, really neat.
I mean, well, Qteku's work is incredible.
Oh yeah. Custom Auto is one of my favorite castings.
Oh yeah, likewise. I'd like to make that into a real car one day. Yeah. So let's go in here. Now this may look like a regular comic to you, but that's actually the prototype for the first page.
Oh,
that's the printer's proof for the first page. Here's an old puzzle as kids you could have put together.
And that's the Jackrabbit special, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That is.
We have a similar connection here because the main character of AcceleRacers, Bert Wheeler, is Jack Wheeler's grandson.
Oh wow, that's amazing. There you go, there's the connection.
It's all part of the same universe.
It is.
And what's even cooler about that is the world race car over there, the Diora II, is Bert Wheeler's car.
Yeah. Okay, well there you go. Now you got you got all the names right here. You can see what the grandparents look like. Here's a Cockney cab, a red line car. But before the car is actually made, somebody has to design it. So Howard Reese, this is the actual document he used in 1969 to design the Cockney cab.
So that's the actual first, is that the first sketch?
This is actually one of the first sketches that was used for presentation to the, and it also shows everything to scale. And Howard is still alive, he's a great artist. He also, years later, did this as sort of a reproduction. He would put these together and come to some conventions and sell them.
Peeping Bomb.
Now, one of the most important characters you should know is, you know about Jack and you know about all your AcceleRacers, but do you know who that is and that is?
Maybe if they were younger, I'd be able to recognize them.
Elliot Handler and Ruth Handler.
Yes.
She invented the Barbie doll. He invented Hot Wheels. These are your pay homage to them. This is Elliot. Before he passed away, he actually took a picture of my book holding it for me and sent it to me.
Oh, that's very
He was about 90 years old.
Wow.
Here's a custom auto drawing that Qteku did for me. I asked him to do one and he came up with that.
That's awesome.
Here's an old display from 1971 from Canada. Sort of some French language on the bottom. Nice little Mustang graphics. Hot Wheels was one of the first companies that kid tested. So they asked the kids, would you like to do chrome dome, see all the chrome, or noodle head? And of course the kids said,
and that's the
noodle
reason,
head.
that's also the reason why the Beach Bomb was changed, right? Because it didn't fit.
Well, the Beach Bomb, it wasn't necessarily kid tested, it was factory tested to go through the loop, and it kept falling down. Here's the printer's proof for the Megaforce blister pack, and the printer's proof for Flying Colors. They would send that to the artist and say, do you like the colors? And if the artist said yes, then they would release and make thousands of packages. I think they're one of one. I don't think any others exist.
Yeah,
wow.
that's really interesting. I gotta get a closer look at that.
That's super cool.
And the Megaforce was based on a movie. It was kind of like,
I just recently saw that on your Instagram.
yeah, it didn't really hit as well as Star Wars, but they released a bunch of cars, and they're actually quite collectible now. So do you make a car with 2 engines or 1 engine? I mean, to me, this is like a beautiful piece of artwork. And obviously they picked the 1, which came out later.
And it's all in color too.
Larry Wood, obviously one of his earlier pieces.
I met Larry earlier this year.
He's an awesome guy. Here is some more Qteku artwork. That's one original one that was a toy that was rejected because they didn't love the colors, and then but Qteku got to keep it and gave it to me. Actually, I bought it from him. Elliot Handler, I asked him if he's never designed a car, so he called the Gasser 5000.
Oh, cool.
Here's some holy grails. Kids, don't play with these at home. Yeah. This is the original blueprint for the 1968 Corvette.
Oh, wow.
And so to me, these are holy grails. And then here are about 10 other cars. So you can just randomly pick a car. Let's see what this is. This is the body of the T-Bird. And these are actually blueprints to make the cars. So each one of these is an incredible piece. Here is the Beatnik Bandit body. And again, this
you
is
can see it right there.
This is the blueprint to make the molds.
Yeah.
So
they would do all this digitally nowadays, right?
yeah, none of these exist anymore today. Before a car is actually put in a package, you have to make a printer's proof. So when you go to the store in 1971 and could have bought this package, Otto Cooney got the original one. You can tell it's a printer's proof by the color bleed on the top.
All right, yeah.
And then Otto said, I love the colors, let's let it go, let's let it rip. Here's an old salesman's display. In 1973, a Mattel salesman would go into stores filled with cars and say, this is what's coming out this year. These display cases are very, very rare and hard to find. Very desirable also. Here's more printer's proofs. Now you may have seen in 1971, in the early 70s, we actually came out with these posters. You could go to a poster store and you could actually buy a poster for 99 cents. And there's all the different ones. So you see this one right here, Snake and Mongoose. See how it says famous, Snake and Mongoose? And then you look at this and you wonder, how come it doesn't say the Mattel? That's because that's the original artwork used to make the poster.
Oh, wow.
From a guy named George Bartel, who did a lot of magazines like Road and Track, Car and Driver. He would do the artwork.
So now would that be done with like paint, like watercolor?
It's
paint?
probably like a watercolor. They used to have national races, and here's a poster for one of the national races, how to enter. Speed test day. You
Reminds me of the races we do at our club.
Yeah, but this is
Like
one,
more
a
official.
national one, a national.
Yeah.
Here's more printer's proofs. Otto Cooney's work is just absolutely amazing. Little fun fact, that was his son.
Oh, really?
He used his son all the time, who actually visited me, and I gave him some original artwork, and unfortunately his son passed away in a motorcycle accident right before Otto passed.
That's tragic.
Here's some more printer's proofs, look at all these cars. Some of these are prototypes.
Those are all flying colors, right?
They're all flying colors.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Roger Dodger.
Oh yeah.
And we're all fans of the 55 Chevy Nomad.
Yep.
Of course, Red Baron.
Yep. These are some great, awesome cars. And many times cars weren't ready, so they never made that car in red.
Oh yeah.
Here is, in mint condition, a gas station item. Literally, this was found by an employee, a son of his father owned a gas station. And it was never out of the original tube. So I bought it, and I framed it immediately. That's why it's in such mint condition.
That's crazy.
Now here's some cool stuff in here.
And this place is Hot Wheels heaven.
Yeah.
So to make a Hot Wheel, you actually have to have a blueprint. So here's, for example, they made a car called the Hot Wheel Caravan. All this is the original documentation to make the car. Mattel actually outsourced a company called IDA to help them because in the beginning they had millions of cars orders and didn't have enough employees to fix them and get them made in time. So here is the name of the employee, Kaminsky, dated in March of 1969. So you're talking some holy grail documents.
Yeah, for sure.
And then of course one of my favorites is cars they never made. So they never made a car called the Cyclone for distribution to the public, but they made a prototype. And that's the paperwork for the prototype. The Harry Hauler, another pencil drawing.
Out of curiosity, how come that says Ferrari 308 and not Racebait 308?
Because many times the names of the car came later.
Got you.
The names are usually done by copywriters, right?
Well, yeah, they wanted to copyright every car. And
Yeah.
they came up with some cool names. So here's one, December 12th, 1969. And this car came out in 71, the old 442, which is one of the holy grail Hot Wheels.
Yeah, the purple version is the rarest one, isn't it?
Yeah, let's go look at one later.
Yeah, see, I know my stuff.
In Germany, cars were called Heissräder. They weren't called Hot Wheels.
Oh,
So that's 17 original blister packs on an original German display.
wow.
Now, you've probably seen this amazing case before, right? There's the prototype.
Oh, that's all clear.
Yeah, and a lot of
Wow.
prototypes were made in clear plastic because, for example, if they were making a doll and it had parts, the engineer could see inside.
Yeah, you can see the imperfections.
Here's a Ferrari sticker book. So Sizzler Ferraris would go by the machine and this would automatically place the stickers on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Here's a Larry Wood owned, at one time, prototype package for a car. Here's the original artwork for the Bradley watch. Here's a box of tattoos with bubblegum from 1971. I think that's the only box known. Here's a Mattel Executives pen set. Here's an original model of the car. They didn't even call it Hot Wheels. In November of '67, they were still calling it Car Project.
Oh,
And
interesting.
determining how many hours it would take to carve the wood it would need to make the actual car. Here's an original patent from 1971. Here's an original factory photo from 1968 where they're making Hot Wheels.
Oh, wow.
It was probably late '67. You can see model kits in the bottom. They didn't have time to make the wood, so they actually stole competitors. You can see the AMT box for the model kit. That's pretty wild.
Naughty, naughty.
Naughty, naughty. Okay, let's go look now for some more fun.
All right.
There's Hot Wheels in the bathroom.
There's Hot Wheels in the bathroom.
Got a super chrome by the toilet. What do you have to say about that, Reece?
It's cool.
Is it?
It is cool, yeah. So there's a sketch of the Darth Vader car that Brian did. Is that you with the Pope?
Yeah. Then in here I got some cool items. So for example, here is one of the original 1970 posters. I digitally cleaned it up and recreated it.
Oh, cool.
So now collectors can know exactly what it was supposed to look like. Because over the years it got a little messed up.
Yeah, it's a little old and faded looking.
But there's only a few of those originals known. Here's every Hot Wheel in Japan made. It's like the 1979 era. And you can see the 51A on the bottom. I thought I posted a picture one day. I said, I'm finally done. And someone goes, where's 51A? I go, 51A? I had to go on Japan eBay and get that.
Oh, so you did find it?
I did find it.
I am missing only one car.
Yep.
Nice.
So now you have a complete collection?
Complete set. Unless somebody calls me and tells me there's one I don't know about. Remember I told you about the Shell gas station banners originally? This is like a knockoff gas. Obviously not authorized by Mattel, but somebody else said, oh no, they're selling Hot Wheels and they're getting gas. Let's say you get a free Hot Wheel with every $3 purchase of gas.
Did you ever get caught?
I have no idea, but at least I got the original poster board.
Yeah.
They made in 1980s a pinball machine called Zakara for Hot Wheels. You see that pink beach bomb?
Yeah.
It's a painting, right?
Yeah.
Now let's start walking this way as you're looking at it. It's not moving, is it?
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
That's messing with my
yeah, it's an optical illusion. It's pretty cool.
That's super cool.
You know, a lot of people came here and they said, Bruce, we love the red lines, but you know, I'm a little bit younger. So I started putting up some of the cars I had from, you know, the later era.
I recognize Silver Bullet here.
Yep.
Yeah, we're even younger than this yet. I mean, I have cars from this era, plenty of them.
Yeah.
But as far as like what we grew up with, we grew up with the 2000s.
Yep, I got a few of those. I can show you some.
But yeah, it's super cool to see all these together in one place like that. You mean, you know, and you see them at
300 at a time, so here's 600 Hot Wheels. It's kind of cool.
Wow.
I wish I had more of these display cases because that would have been a great, awesome wall, you know, just to fill it up with thousands of Hot Wheels.
Yeah, because you see them at flea markets one at a time, but to see them all together like that.
And these are all
is
mint.
really cool.
These are all mostly all straight from employee collections or straight from the package.
Wow.
Now, Toys R Us was a toy store that unfortunately closed during your lifetime.
Yep.
If you went to New York, that was the Hot Wheel that greeted you when you walked in.
I recognize
Oh,
it.
yo.
As well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually in the New York Toys R Us.
So now it's here. Another gas station banner called Signal from California. Again, it's in mint condition. It's so hard to find. So a little quiz. What did they call Hot Wheels in Italy?
I don't know.
Brucia Pista.
Oh, okay.
You can tell by looking at the packages.
You got the pronunciation just perfect.
Brucia Pasta. Well, you know, my name is Bruce
Yeah.
Pascal, so I figured it was almost like, you know, a card made for me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Here's some other rare cars. You don't really see the U.S. mail with red lines in the package. This is the number card, the 271. That's super hard to find in a package.
The actual 271.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That one.
The car was released, and it's very common.
Yeah.
But not too many of them been found in the 271
Yeah,
package.
it's-
I think less than 50.
It's the
Oh,
package
yeah.
that makes it rare. So a lot of people think they have a holy grail. and it's
know. Here's the Gucci car. Which
Yeah,
I
the
think
Gucci
Mattel-
car. It's kind of an inside joke.
We saw a Cadillac Seville on the way
Yeah,
here.
we did.
Did you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Gucci car.
The Gucci car.
Okay, so here's some cool history here for you. Here, do you remember, you see that Snake and Mongoose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See that drawing in the back? That's the actual artwork used for the actual car.
Oh, that's so cool.
Okay.
So is that Ano Kuni or is that
Nope,
someone
a different
else?
somebody else.
Okay.
Then here is some more unusual items. Here's an example of an experiment where there's a magnet on the bottom and a magnet on top, so it makes the car sort of just glide.
Oh, that's cool.
And you can see it's in clear plastic, which means it's a prototype.
So that never released. That was
Never
just
released. It was an
something they
experiment.
tried.
Here's, in those days, you could get Dole fruit juice and send away for a Hot Wheel.
All right, Hot Wheels fruit juice. Hot Wheels fruit juice.
Fruit juice.
Here is the original 68 store display.
So that's the original.
That's the
display,
original.
not the.
I think there's maybe less than a dozen of those known. Here's, if you like Star Wars, there's an original artwork by Oda Kuni for the Star Wars package.
for micro machines.
Yep. Then here is the original drawing for a Sizzler.
Oh, nice. I got a couple scissors.
This is super rare. This is the British version of the store display from 1970.
Oh, interesting.
And it's complete. Here's some rare cars, if you know, pink Woodies, brown Camaros, brown Fleet sides.
Hey, I'm seeing a lot of pink.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
usually
pink,
the
the Bandit. That's from the Mexico convention, Elliott Handler autographed.
And we brought up the purple.
Purple Olds, there you go.
442 right
that's
there.
a tough one to get. This is one of my rare items. It's a 1976 store display. So if you went into a store, you would actually buy it off that cardboard just like you went into a grocery store
So
today.
the Super Chromes?
Yep. And those are super hard cars to pack. Fine. So it's literally as if you went into a store. This is the original sales rack from 1968.
Wow.
There's only two of those
whoa.
now.
It's like we're time traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Mattel made.
Hang on a sec. Before we move
Yeah.
on, I'm sorry. We got to talk about this Diora II.
So the Diora II was used for a toy fair. Every year in February, they would show all the cars that would be made that year for stores to buy the inventory for next year's Christmas. So that particular one was made in a larger scale and hand painted out of resin.
But you know, the Diora II is a big deal to us.
Yeah.
It's a car that we grew up with. And they made a 1/18 scale version.
Yeah.
Which I have. But this prototype version,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
made out of
one-
resin.
Yeah, that's one interesting thing. But also, it's just very different from how it ended up looking in the final release. I mean, the way the front headlights go across it like it's a Ford Taurus wagon.
Yep.
And the engine kind of looks a little smaller and sticks out more there. There's no surfboards.
Looks like the roof is crushed down a little bit.
The rims on it actually match the concept art, like the sketch.
So I actually got to drive the Diora for a TV show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I got to sit in it,
Yeah.
but I didn't get to drive.
I started it up and drove it on the little bit of a road and
man,
put it into
that's so
Mattel's
cool.
garage.
Recently, just now at Legend Store, right now they wrapped it.
I saw.
Qteku wrap. for
Qteku,
us.
yeah.
That was specifically because of us.
Good for you, man.
I was gonna ask a question as well. I noticed these wheel types right here.
Yep, that's a Mattel internal piece
Oh, yeah.
from the 1990s, just showing all the different types and sizes of wheels Mattel makes.
He loves documenting wheel types.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's like
you
my
can't get
number
much
one
better than
thing.
that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm only missing a couple of them.
Just drill some cars and get them back.
Yeah, I have to find it. Here they also made cars in the early 70s called chop cycles and rumblers.
Yeah, I've
So
heard these.
yeah, these are a lot of rumblers. Here's a really cool one though. This particular one is only made in all white, so that was a prototype.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
wow.
These are pretty hard to find, aren't they?
Yeah, they're hard. They're out there. They're hard to find with the bases that hold them up too. These little teeny clips. Now this piece is a holy grail. The old days you actually had to carve out of wood before you made the Hot Wheel.
Yeah.
And that was
Nowadays
pantograph.
they just 3D print it,
Yeah.
but back then you
There's the
actually
original
sculpted it.
Corvette. But not only is it the original Corvette, it was given to Elliott Handler when he was 90 years old by Mattel.
Oh wow.
So they cleaned it up and polished it. Here is a gorgeous rocket oil made out of resin. It must weigh 30 pounds. Again, used for the toy fair.
We love the fantasy cars. So now, what's the story behind the custom Camaro here?
That was put together again by Mattel to give it to Elliott Handler, 40 years, 2008.
Oh, okay.
And that's a famous old type of a sculpture that Mattel had. They used. That was one of the originals.
That was their
pieces.
mascot.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's their mascot. Here is the original wood for the Ferrari 308, the race bait. Here's the original wood for the bifocal.
Yeah.
This is a rare piece you may have never seen. Hot Wheels made this for the 50th anniversary. They only made 75 of them. See how it's numbered?
I actually have seen that.
Yeah. Only 75 made. On the bottom, they actually have the name of the owner. So my name, Bruce Pascal, is on the owner of that car.
Oh wow.
Nice gift from Mattel. Very happy. This is a very rare package. It's called the Ed Shaver Hot Wheel. It was given out at a race in England, and actually an autographed package and the actual car.
Wow.
This is a piece of history. Mattel's first automobile was the Future Car in 1954. You can see it right there. They actually made it into a Hot Wheel.
The Mattel
There's the wood
Dreammobile.
prototype.
That was the Mattel Dreammobile.
Yep.
But that's the actual Mattel Dreammobile.
That's the actual one. I think it was called Future Car, wasn't it?
Yeah. It
Yeah,
might
they
have
called it
been.
Dreamobile later. But there's the
Yeah.
actual wood prototype.
Wow.
The Mattel Future car.
Some more Porsches.
Yeah, it was Mattel's first attempt
Yeah.
to do a toy car, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah,
it's kind of the proto Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, but it's amazing. There you got all the generations.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of resins for prototypes.
See, now this is what interests us.
Yeah, you probably recognize
Oh,
some
wow.
of these cars.
Yeah. Well, there's the Diora II.
There's the Diora II. That's the actual resin.
This is Diora II.
Yeah.
There you go, JC. There's another prototype Diora II. Now, how different is this one from the final release? The surfboards, are they removable? Yeah, they are.
You know what's interesting?
That's why there's a piece of tape over
I
it.
got something written on the bottom. I can't tell what it was.
There's Golden Arrow.
Yeah.
That's Switchback, isn't it?
You probably know more
Yes.
about
Yeah.
that than I do. Yeah.
Sweet 16 too. There's the Bugatti Veyron. That's a very popular one.
Yep.
Now that's the Repo Diora, right?
Yes.
From the early 2000s.
Yes. All these are from the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah, and then you come up here. These are more 70s.
80s, and then more, and then here's more. These are all resins, hand painted. You can see the hand paint on the Ferrari, but these are all hand painted. Then here are more prototypes. Some of them are experimental cars.
There's Power Rocket. And now the reason they do them in resin is because it looks better on camera when they take test shots.
100%. And these are all lightweight plastic cars.
Yeah, there's muscle tone.
Because that is stunning mint. Probably used in a catalog picture, possibly. Because
Your hands are shaking.
Yeah, because I'm like nervous.
Yeah, I mean, look
tempted.
at the bottom of that. Is that gorgeous?
Yeah, that is cool.
Wow.
That's a true prototype from an employee collection. You know?
Yeah, it's or this is the front end's an Isetta, right? The BMW
Hand painted
Isetta.
resin, you
It
said?
looks like a VW.
I'm pretty sure it's a BMW Isetta.
That could be.
And yeah, it's hand painted resin.
That's
Color
cool.
is.
Yeah, it's very light because the final release is all metal, pretty much. Metal on metal.
Yeah, it looks like BMW. These Dioras were given away. They're made out of sugar when they did a special night at the Peterson Museum.
Okay, yeah, I've been there.
They're pretty cool. Here's a pewter Diora, made out of pewter.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now these, they never really made them with the white wheels. They only made them with the dark wheels. So those are extremely rare.
It's
And
interesting.
here's some experimental cars with little sculptures inside. Pretty cool.
What's that car right there?
I don't think that thing was ever released.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like Shadow Jet, but that's right next to it. So we were just looking through these prototypes, you know, just casually, super rare stuff. And check that out.
That is
Ramblin' Wrecker.
It's an original Ramblin' Wrecker with Larry Wood's actual phone number on it.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious why they had to remove that.
He
but,
kept getting too many calls, so he's like, nope, I gotta take that off there. I'm
Yeah,
sick of getting people.
There were only so many of those that were out in the wild, so they're much more harder to find than the ones that came after, so they're more valuable.
Look at that, right there. That cat dump truck. I wonder what's up with that.
I was eyeing
It's
up
got
this.
resin on the bottom, screws.
Oh, wow. Fun fact, that Caterpillar dump truck casting got used in a Matchbox line.
I was after a prototype.
That is wild.
Here is if you had bought the actual Camaro in 2018, they would have given you one of these Camaros. They came in a box.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
with
because
the numbers.
They made an actual Hot Wheels edition of the
They
Camaro
did.
for 50th anniversary.
And everybody got a Hot Wheel. Here's 6 of them plus 2 in the box.
That's super
Here's some more
These are
club
club kit
kits.
cars.
Yep, and there's the original club kits. When you were a kid, you could have gotten a clock, lunchbox. There's a trophy from that national race we saw. That's the actual winner's trophy.
Oh, wow.
Watches.
How do you get this stuff?
Oh, it's looking around. Here's a lot of accessories, some of them in original boxes. There's one from Japan.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and then going around more boxed items. Well, they recently said it was too expensive for them to maintain the neon because of the salty air.
Oh.
So actually, I got the original neon sign.
Oh,
And
that's
I
cool.
restored the letters and got it hung up just literally last month.
I love the
cool.
Americana look of it.
Yeah, I gotta have it. I got an old hamburger, Little Taverns.
Oh, yeah.
It's the second oldest hamburger chain in the United States.
Every
That's
time I
the
look
original
up, I
neon
see
sign.
something new.
So over here, I also love real cars. So this one's about the size of a Hot Wheel. That's the Alfa Romeo Launch Edition 4C. It's made out of carbon fiber. That's a 2008 Gran Turismo. And this is a 87 450 SL. 560 SL.
This whole room feels like it's worth more than my life.
George Barris they hired, and the famous car designer did the Batmobile, and he actually made that car.
How does it make you feel though that they built a real car based on a Hot Wheel that you're famous for having?
Well, it's kind of cool, but I got a couple of them right now because I also got the Hot Heat. This is a 1913 Model T.
All right.
The back of it's fiberglass. The front of it's the original 1913 Model T. It's got a 1955 Corvette engine. In 1964, it won the Oakland, California National Roadster Short.
So this is the Hot Heat.
This is it. It's called the Amber Award, America's Most Beautiful Roadster. We're actually going to take it back to California in 2025. We're having a reunion of the 75 winners from 1950 to 2025. Here is it made the cover of Road and Track magazine, Road and Custom. Here's also, you can see it in a Mattel, very similar one.
It's like a puzzle.
In a puzzle. Here's some Hot Heaps. There's Hot Heap. There's the Go team with the Hot Heap. Here's another service station pop up with a Hot Heap.
And that's Jack Wheeler on that puzzle there.
Here is the original package of a Hot Heap. Here's a picture of the car at one of the Hot Rod shows. Now, a lot of people know about the car called the Cheetah, then became the Python.
Yes.
It was based on this car right here, called the Dream Rod.
Yeah.
The car was just restored back to its original condition, so they took the fender off, so there's the original fender.
Yeah, we were actually wondering in our Discord server if that car still existed. Now we have our answer.
It did, and a guy named Mike Morardi owns it. He restored it.
Because I know Silhouette is gone now.
Silhouette's gone. This particular one, though, there's no fenders anymore. It sort of cuts in and the wheel's exposed. That's how the car was originally made, and then they made this version called the Dream Rod, and then it deteriorated and the guy got it restored. But I said, you know what, if I got that car, I got to get as many of those.
At least a piece of this one,
original
right?
16, so I have like 1.25 of the original 16.
Awesome. Now, can you tell me how you got the Hot Heat?
It was on an auction called Bring a Trailer. It was Richard Rawlings, Gas Monkeys' favorite car.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, pretty excited.
So you said everything in the back is chrome.
Underneath, 100% underneath too.
Wow. That's crazy. Can you start it up?
Let's see if I can start it up.
All right.
Never been on the camera, start it up.
Yeah, rev it.
There you go.
The real Hot Heap.
That's 1913.
The real Hot Heap in action. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. First time
Yeah, I don't think I've ever started up.
on camera.
On camera, so.
First time for Tesla's Cube. Exclusive.
That is the original AcceleRacer. 5 years ago, I had a painting done on my wall. Behind there's a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, which Mattel made. I painted the Hot Heat and the Pink Beach Bomb. Little did I know, 5 years later, I'd be buying the Hot Heat.
Yeah,
Let's head over that way.
purple,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, same color. Over here is a Fender guitar. This was Larry Wood's guitar. It was a special edition Fender they
Yeah,
made.
we were really excited about seeing this because they built one of these for Smash Mouth.
Did they really?
Smash
Okay.
Mouth did a song for Hot Wheels for the 35th anniversary in 2003. It was called Hot. And they used the song in Hot Wheels World Race.
Where's that guitar now?
I'm not sure.
Find it for me. Find it for me. And then here is the Tony Hawk skateboard just came out. I think they made
Oh,
100
yeah.
of those.
Oh, wow.
And then here's some collaborative Paul George tennis shoes, another one. It's great to see Mattel expanding now, you know, with all these other.
And it's cool to see that, like, you collect old memorabilia, but you also collect current stuff. That's very fascinating.
What's new today will be old one day.
Yep,
But I
that's
buy
very
what I
true.
like. I don't buy everything new.
Check it out. There's a boxed version of Stunt Track Driver.
Hot Wheels, sexually transmitted disease.
Wrong STD.
So that right there is Kyle Petty, and what's interesting is he drove the Hot Wheels NASCAR, and this is his real race suit that he wore during a race. And I believe that's a crew outfit right there. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It looks like a crew outfit.
Yep, that's a crew outfit right there. That's so cool.
This is in the 1970 era. Look how many different companies were out there. Is that amazing?
Oh, wow.
Baravelli,
So that's
Giallo,
one car for
those
each
stuff.
company.
Yeah. And
That's
then in the end, I didn't have enough room, so I just put a few best box. Is that amazing how many different companies are out there? Yakming, Aurora, Husky.
Wow.
That was one man who collected a ton of each, and I'm selling a lot of the extras I have of that collection right now.
Did you know that Husky eventually got turned into the Corgi Juniors line? All the castings from that were turned into.
You know what? I'm not surprised because they're very similar in look.
Oh man, look at all these high-speed wheels.
Yeah.
So this is stuff that we love.
Okay.
What's
I'm already jealous.
Team Hot Wheels.
Here you go. Each take one then.
Oh,
there you
man.
go. There you go.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you sell me a prototype?
Really, dude?
Depends which one you want.
Any prototype. Literally any. I just want one.
I mean, what's your budget?
I just bought one of these.
How much would you do for something like this?
That's is that a good casting or?
It's a casting that I like.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Cheapest I can do for that is probably like.
So these are the World Race cars. They got water slide decals. They call them Fusion Graphics. And they have co-mold wheels, and they're all the 5-spoke ones.
Wow.
And there's different teams. There's the, now these were all cars that existed already, and the AcceleRacers were all new. So they designed the cars around the characters, whereas for this, they designed the characters around the cars. So this is Wave Rippers. They're like the beach kind of California surf kind of theme. A lot of the cars had removable surfboards. Had the Street Breed, they were like race cars. Road Beasts were kind of just crazy fantasy designs. The Scorchers were your hot rods and your muscle. And the Dune Rats were mostly like off-road vehicles. And I know the team leader isn't really off-road here, but these were the team leaders, so these were the main characters.
God, you guys really learned all your stuff.
So these are AcceleRacers. So there's 4 different teams. There's the Qteku, they're like the
So they have a red dot. Yeah.
yeah, the Qteku cars are like the tuners and the supercars. Metal Maniacs are the muscle and the hot rods. See, this is also
the wheels
Metal
are different.
Maniac. Yeah. There is variations though with the 6-spokes. We call them CM6s. They're called co-mold wheels. They're 2-piece wheels like Real Riders.
Yeah.
But the tires are plastic.
Yep.
So they're so they retain track performance, but they still look like a real rider.
And so, any of these worth anything? Like a boost?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the Silencers team, and then the bad guys were the racing drones, or like evil robots. But yeah, these are even loose like this. These are mint condition. I mean, this is the Synchro. I gave you one of these today, and it had a black spoiler.
Yeah.
This is the orange spoiler variation. This is in the package probably about 30, 40.
So it's probably 15 loose, about half.
That's how much I would pay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's the old system is usually double.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
This car is going for about $200 in its package.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What year was this made?
2005, and World Race was 2003.
I think I have some from that era. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What makes AcceleRacers and World Race interesting is the fact that you have that connection to characters.
Yeah.
So, you know, a car might be...
Which is so important, like Marvel in the olden days for Hot Wheels.
Yeah, and like a certain car might be more expensive because people like that character that drove it. It's like the cars are extensions of the characters. So there's that extra layer of complexity that comes with collecting. We're gonna show Bruce how good the AcceleRacers do on the track. You ready for this?
Wow, this is
You jinxed it.
it did it. It got it. You just have to get a little bit more. There you go. Boy, I love the sound of that when it goes through.
Yeah. That one's flying. Yeah. That is fun. Is that an AcceleRacer? Yeah. There you go. You're right. That is. You can't go much faster than that. Wow. You almost get squeezed out of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Let's get the RDO 9 back on the track.
RDO 9.
All right. Let's put reverb on.
Reverb?
The $200 one.
Oh, really?
Now I'm just flexing now.
Yeah, you're just flexing the value.
Don't go crashing with that.
This one's very good on the track. Wow. Go. Wow.
Slingshot.
Nobody beats Kurt Wilde.
Wow.
Here is the first sketch Harry Bradley did of the Firebird.
Oh, nice.
Harry Bradley obviously passed away last week.
He just recently passed away.
Here's his cheetah. Here's his Diora.
Wow.
Here's the Camaro, first Hot Wheel ever made.
Oh, wow.
Here's his Fleet side.
Fleet side.
Notice the date, April '67. The car didn't come out until 13 months later.
That's right.
This shows you the styling of the car.
We saw the real Fleet side at the Peterson Museum.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I love that car. Harry Bradley,
Silhouette.
Cougar. The reason this is more rackish, in the beginning, they thought they were going to exaggerate the cars, but then the manufacturers told them, no, we want it to be exact.
Yeah.
Now these are Ira Guilford's original drawings of the Chaparral. Look at the turbo fire.
Oh, wow.
Is that amazing?
Yeah. I actually have a turbo fire, believe it or not.
There you go.
There it is.
What
the
an
twin
amazing
mill.
artist.
There's the twin mill.
The original twin
Look
mill.
how it's cut fender. See?
I've
The
seen
original
prototypes with the
Yeah, I
different
have one of them,
fenders.
but the original one had the fenders with the wheel exposed. There you go, little J car action.
Is that the split image?
Yes, but it was changed for production.
Yeah, it looks very different. Wait, go back.
Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that is cool. Because I like the split
And
image.
then here is one of the comics, the original prototype for the comic.
So this is Jack Wheeler
Yep,
and the gang?
yep, it's original set. Here's another Harry Bradley prototype, dated 1969 after he left Mattel. He was designing cars. Here's Paul Tam. That was the Sizzler original drawing.
Is Alec Tam related?
His son.
Oh, okay.
And here is original poster.
Yeah,
that,
that's. I've seen that image online.
Harry Bradley did. That's the original for Harry Bradley, dated
Nice.
2001. Here's another comic series. Mork and Mindy car. Larry Wood designed that.
There's the sidekick. Got a friend who's a big
Here's
fan.
another. This is a beautiful original that Harry Bradley did of all the cars. Here's the Innovation Larry Wood drawing he did of all the parts for the car.
I recognize that one.
The original Open Fire, which was an Allison Gremlin engine.
That looks really cool.
Larry Wood. Cyclone car never made.
Oh, wow.
Gary Safer, original drawing of that car. These are more Gary Safer drawings of his cars. The postal car. This is Gary Safer, he made that car. Isn't that beautiful? He was a designer. He recently passed away last year. Another car. Here's the 34 Phaeton.
Oh, yeah, I
Gary
recognize
Safer
that.
did that. Here's another design car. So I don't know much about this one.
Yeah, I don't. Did that release? I don't even know.
There's another comic series.
Is that a Purple Passion Woody?
Yep, that's Larry Wood. That's the one he did with the surfboards in it.
Yeah.
Here is
Track designs. Look at that.
Trek Designs. This is the original graphics used for the blister card.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
It's a heavy Chevy on there.
This, Harry Bradley, when he was designing something called the Courtney cars. Let me see if I can find it. For Richard Court's Studio Runabouts. Harry Bradley designed cars, aren't they cool?
Yeah.
1970 era.
That's
So there you go.
wild.
You're not going to see these pictures anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
If you came all the way down here, I figured you might as well see it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Dude, I gotta sneeze, oh my god. It would be in Corgi Juniors. Let me see, which one?
None of them
That
look-
got turned into a Hot Wheels car. That bus right
Really?
there. That looks like the mobile cement mixer, but it's different.
It's definitely different, yeah.
Yeah, that bus at a very minimum was turned into a Hot Wheel.
Oh, there you
The
go.
Mercedes-Benz bus on the wiki. Fandom.wiki, or hotwheels.fandom.com. Ooh.
You're the one that edits it.
Yeah. I am.
Okay, guys, this is one of my favorite Hot Wheels.
All right, it's the grand finale, right?
It's the 1969 pink Volkswagen rear loader with surfboards in the rear as opposed to the side. Now this one is interesting. Most people, when you see a rear loader, it doesn't have the base on the bottom. That's because that is the side loader base and the rear loader top. So out of the 50 plus rear loaders known, there's only 2 prototype versions that actually have the side loader base and the rear loader top.
I actually didn't know that about that.
That's what makes this. A lot of people say, "Hey, why is this different than the others?" Because there's 50 known rear loaders. There's only a couple known that are transitions, and then there's the future car after that. And it's a beautiful.
You made this box, right?
Someone gave it to me.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, it's kind of a joke. When I went to Mexico, a bunch of people handmade the same box with reproduction rear loaders inside.
Oh, okay.
And they had me autograph it. So.
That's cool.
That's cool.
There we go, JoMo. We just experienced the most expensive Hot Wheels in the world.
That was crazy.
I saw it! It's big, scary, and pink!
All right, I want to thank Bruce so much for having me and JoMo out here. It was a total blast. I mean, this whole place is just so much Hot Wheels history. I mean, it's just Hot Wheels heaven for us nerds. So,
Well, I enjoy sharing the history because it's the greatest toy of all time. And I was impressed with your wealth of knowledge for an era that I'm not as familiar with. So thanks for helping me learn a little bit more about AcceleRacers.
absolutely.
You got it. Come on back anytime you want.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All right. It was nice meeting you.
Next
Glad
time,
you
take a
invited
shower,
me.
okay?
Take a shower, hippie.
I'm sorry I smelled bad.
It's okay, buddy. You're an AcceleRacer, that's why.
I am an AcceleRacer. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. Everything was like really wild to see.
Well, it's great seeing you. Enjoy. Safe travels back. Come back anytime you want.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. You got
Yeah,
it.
thank you, Bruce.
So now, so